Okay, first of all, please pardon the water running, because I live with somebody, closest relatives for the time being, and of course if you hear something in the background, it sounds as if they're taking a shower, and I'm letting them do so. Otherwise, everybody here? I'll say so. Everybody here? Okay. If that's always the case, well, greetings and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. 25 years since year 2000, the 90s kids made it. On/from Labrador 5-4's end. On a cool, humid, and overcast July 2025, since today's really technically the 24th, and usually my videos take a day and a half to 2 days to get here. And the clouds over Albuquerque hang like a soft curtain over memory, inviting introspection. Our story unfolds not just in airspace, but in heart space. Those who came of age in the analog echoes of the 90s, this flight is more than a departure, it's a reflection on resilience. We lift off with Labrador 5-4 in this misty threshold, where, you know, that episode of Rugrats, where Tommy wished for an aeroplane, and of course, the fog came in. It was in one of the early episodes of Rugrats called Send in the Naval. You get what I mean, right? The description will say the rest, so... What I basically have, of course, is... We lift off from our end, with the misty threshold where digital dawn meet youthful dreams. The Symbolic station, nestled between nostalgia and transformation, honors a generation that witnessed Y2K panic, endured loss, and still chose hope. And that's why the weather is what it is right now, is because I've survived loss. And it cannot always be sunny here. That's a fact, even nowadays. Now the classic 727 will hum through saturated skies, carving through tree-laced valleys towards a quiet mountain retreat. The clouds thick with memory offer a fitting backdrop for a journey laced with a mixtape of sentimentality, emotional reckonings, and a triumphant whisper. We made it. Narration blends archival clips, or will it, environmental soundscapes, and the rhythmic hum of jet engines, weaving together moments of unity, growth, and catharsis. The audience lands not just at destination, but in shared truth. Excuse me. Bourbon. Anyway, put in simple terms, pardon all that water running. We're, of course, celebrating 25 years since making it through year 2000. And amidst all the panic, hear that correctly, amidst all the panic, we all survived, as you can see here. And I have this plane to show for it. Now, bearing in mind, it cannot always be sunny, so the description will say the rest. Now, of course, narration will blend archival clips, environmental soundscapes, and the rhythmic hum of jet engines, weaving together moments of unity, growth, and catharsis. The audience lands not just at a destination, but in a shared truth. This isn't just an aviation story. It's a rainy day requiem for the decades, or quarter of a century now, that taught us how to carry each other. And the weather here proves that. Here at Labrador 5-4 Gaming Productions, I don't always feel like flying in sunny conditions. And today's one of those days. Even on this end, this is the glum reminder, as well as the gloomy reminder that, even the grim reminder, that we've endured loss as Y2K rolled in. And so right now, out here under a blanket of cloud, the old Boeing 727 hums like memory, refusing to be forgotten. Beneath its wings, cardboard crates stir. And of course, even in the cabin, there are cardboard crates stir, of course, containing Canvasback embryo, since Operation Canvasback is still going on. And of course, in the cabin, there are Canvasback ducks, not just as passengers, but as legacy. Kids from the 90s, a lot of which, now fully grown, pack their cargo gently, one traveler leans with a biodegradable marker and draws paisleys and peace signs across the duck's feathered flank. Hippie art means feathered flight. The duck quacks once in approval. Crew member, snack boxes are loaded, organic bunny crackers from Annie's, Tillamook cheese rounds, even a sleeve of Gushers found at the co-op purchased from Taos are aboard for the 90s kids who made it. They have FS Realistic on. So right now, without further ado, let's get in the cockpit here and... Okay. Fuel quantity is not 10%. The weight and balance... I'll do it from here. Yeah, go to half. No exception. We could do 52, for that matter. No, you are not 0 pounds. Or better yet, where's the clipboard? Okay, acting flight engineer, like I do sometimes. Since that's also my dream too, but that dream got frozen in time. I'm here, and of course I'm going to check for the following things. Is the landing gear lever down? Affirmative. Fuel quantity. Whatever that gauge is. Good. Let me, of course, set the altimeter. Let's go to the height of Mount Everest for this matter. Or, actually, for this matter, we'll always get the Hillary step. And now... Okay, you can have it here. What is that? On-screen keyboard. What is that on? Oh, there's no auto throttle on board. We'll make the best of this. Ignitions. Okay. Excuse me, the weight and balance on board. Considering what we have, payload. Sure, we'll live that way. Sure. Sure. Okay. I'll take it as it is. Besides, I'm still acquainted with this airplane, and we're gonna go visually to Drago La Plata. Alright, here's your emergency plan. You should know it by now, but I still have to give it anyway. Engine failure before V1, any one of them. If they fail, you land straight ahead, yield to oncoming traffic, and stop. After V1, still in Albuquerque, not at 10,000, you come back to Albuquerque International Sunport. If the exact opposite, excuse me for burping. Okay, the exact opposite, you will come to Coronado Airport, Double Eagle Airport, or Santa Fe Municipal Airport. And if that's not the case, then of course we'll find places to land. And when we find places to land, and when we fly to those places, we'll tell you to get into the brace position, and we'll help you evacuate accordingly. Okay? So right now, let's go into the cabin here. Let me show you who and what we are. Okay, to evacuate from here, do you know what to do? Oh yeah, first of all, jumper stone, you can't really do much about it. Simulator. Call system. You know how to work all this? And of course, we are American Transair. I dreamed of flying them when I was a kid, especially this aircraft in livery. However, that got frozen in time. Good thing I like nostalgia, because, you know, otherwise, if I attempted this in real life, I'd probably not be real happy by now. Okay. So, before you exit the plane, you assess. Alright. You assess, and of course, grab these handlebars here. Turn, pull. There should be something to activate the slide. It's located right here. And next off, let me close the cockpit door. In the laboratory, let me show you how it works. It even works even with the battery off, so yeah, that's nasty. I'm not going there. Oh, the toilet sign works. Let me check it. Okay, I'm gonna set it to vacant for right now. Y'all better have went, because this is gonna be a really short flight. Let me put that on vacant. You know how to open it? Alright. And next off, here's the mirror. Simulate a plane. Here's your TP for toilet paper. Pick up a phone. What phone? Okay, I'm gonna close the door. And right here, you have an exit cap. Right here you have a bullhorn, an emergency kit. Row number 1, we're gonna go to 1 Alpha. And of course, see how things are from here. Ground crew. Can't see the wing. Hey, this could be the first 727 production I made on this channel. Let's hope it is. And a successful one. This definitely looks like a 90s bowling alley. A bowling alley, wouldn't you think? So, guys, this is Labrador 5-4 here. You're welcome to skip chapters, okay? Anyway, right here in this galley, safety first. You know how to get out. Alright. Grab these handles here. Turn, pull, and I know I'm mixing that up. First of all, just so you can do it the right way, you assess to the window. This is the best I can do. Is assess to that window. Assess to the window. And these are Canvasback embryos, because Operation Canvasback is still in action, of course. And you, of course, since this is shorter, I guess you grab handlebars, turn, push. I'm saying grab handlebars, turn, push. Grab handlebars, turn, push, and of course, activate slide. Here you have a sink of some kind. We have 90 snacks on board. Here's your Joe. Now, some folks will be drinking Joe on board because, well, let's go to seat 3 Alpha, my dream seat. Some folks actually will take this plane out late at night. Take it somewhere, and here's for your safety. Wow, this one's frozen in time. Revised from October of 1995. And of course you have a 90s kid right here. This is something I always dreamed of as a 90s kid. However, you know, especially from the time that I had to go to the primary education system, all my dreams have died. Pretty much. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that the airline ceased operations, the aircraft was phased out. And I understand. These planes really are a pain in whatever you want to say to fly. So forgive me for doing this, but I'm gonna hear that quickly. I'm gonna follow a tutorial to start the plane up. Now there's a bulkhead here, and of course, ooh, canvasback embryo. There's a chow truck. And next off, let me go check the overwing exits really quick. Let me show you how to operate everything there. Now, first of all, before I go, we're going to row 10, 10, whatever you want to call it. Hey, can I ask you to move? You too. Can I ask you to move and have this be extra stowage? The reason why I ask is because, you know, in the event of an evacuation, your feet will get stuck in there. It's guaranteed. You too. Now, of course, let's go to row, I think it's 18, 18, whatever you want to call it. Let me show you. Oh yeah, it is 18. At least for one of these rows. Row 18 and 20 are exit rows. So, there's row 18, and of course, row 18, Alpha Bravo Charlie. Even throughout the 1990s when I was being taught this, I still review it every day. Because that's one of the most basic rudimentary things you could possibly do, is review your ABCs, especially the English ABCs. And as for the next row, let's say this. You got the first 6 letters of the alphabet here. English alphabet, that is. Let me check 18 Foxtrot, okay? Alright, here's how to operate the window shade. Correction, the window shades really quick. Yeah, the window shades. Here's how to operate them. On the exit row, you pull it up. You pull it up to close. Alright, in the exit row, you pull it up to close. And you pull it down to open. Watch my cursor. Up to close, down to open. Up to close, down to open. Up to close, down to open. Now on this window here, down to close, up to open. On this window here, down to close, up to open. On this window here, down to close, up to open. Now, Labrador 5-4 Gaming Productions, we believe that repetition is the mother of skill. Why I do this stuff. First, I'm going to check on the wing. And here's the chow truck that brought our snacks. Like, it brought our Dunkaroos. Especially the equivalent from Annie's, Tillamook, and all that. Right here. Because that's where, of course, I got my snacks from. But those are the brands I prefer for the snacks in this. Yeah, especially in this production is Annie's, Tillamook, all that. Earlier they told me snack boxes are loaded. Organic bunny crackers from Annie's, Tillamook cheese rounds, and even Some sleeves of Gushers purchased at a co-op in Taos for the 90s kids who made it. Okay, let me go to the left wing now. Oh, while you're at it, let me show you how to operate this. This goes for all sides. You ready? Just to clarify on how to operate the emergency exit, you gotta put some hands here. You gotta pull, push, throw. Again, pull, pull down, push out, throw. Pull down, push out, and throw. Okay, and if you want to, of course, pause to look over the wing, you may. Or anything, really. And at Labrador 5-4 Gaming Productions, we really do, in fact, value your feedback. And please be respectful and constructive about it. If there's anything you want me to say or do better, let me know so. That's why I let you skip chapters, pause video, and all that. And that's why Labrador 5-4 Gaming Productions has a Facebook page and an Instagram. Next off, we could look at the wing. Okay. Okay, let me go to the rear for sure. Let me, of course, check this bulkhead back here, make sure everything is okay. Which appears to be row. This is Flight Sim Studio 727 with emergency equipment, row 28 Alpha. Row 28 Alpha, we're going. And of course, whoever see it in row 28 Foxtrot, 28 Foxtrot, please, of course, look over the wing. And also in the Alpha row too, look over the wing. Double Eagle 2 Airport, that's the alternative. One of them anyway. Just so you know, these seats don't recline. Okay, you want to check over the wing? Okay, same thing about this exit row. You know how to operate the interphone from up here. You know how to do that. Okay, first of all, you know, as usual, assess. Assess. Same thing. Assess. Make sure it's okay. Oh, no handlebar right here. That's bad. Remember. Lift. Turn. Okay, pull it up. Okay. Pull. Turn. So basically pull, pull, push. Get it? Pull, pull, push. Or did I get that correctly? Pull and push. Like pull it out. Pull it this way. Like to turn it, this is what you gotta do. Pull. Turn. Push. Pull, turn, push. Pull, turn, push. And of course, right here, this is all going to say the same stuff, so. I'm going to say. Alright. since this all is going to say the same stuff, I'm just going to read it to you. Close and secure all doors. Drawers, shelves, tables, and secure loose items for taxi. Takeoff, turbulence, and landing. And of course, the gross weight of any cart or container, or the combined gross weights of any carts or containers when stowed together, must not exceed the placarded maximum contents weight of the compartment where stowed. You may pause, or you may look that over to get that in your head. And if something is wrong, which I know there is, let me know. Because there's definitely some grammatical errors here. How I know? I'm a 90s kid who went to public school, and they taught me this. I know I said a lot of things wrong. And of course, alternative education system must learn this too. And they must teach this too. Remind me to proofread that later. Okay. Alright. So, right up here, Joe. Annie's Organics. Sink basin. I think there's a sink basin. Because this is what's called a galley. And in the back, row 30 Alpha, row 30 Foxtrot, row 30 Foxtrot. We gotta go in here. Alright, here's something for row 30 Foxtrot, as well as row 31 Foxtrot. My present age right now is 31, from time being I record this video. Look, grab this, pull, push. Did I get that right? You grab these things, grab this, pull, push. And of course, work together. I'll say again, work together while you're at it. The rest of you check the wing. Okay. Back here. Yup. That's an exit. Yep, that's an exit. I can't really see the engine from here, so... in a moment, I'm going to go into drone view. So as of right now, we're done back here, so... let me get all the lavatories unoccupied, and... Hey, same thing applies to the front one. No smoking in there. Test flush. A magenta cover. Some TP. Don't be a creep. I'm getting out. Okay. Lavatory, as of right now, in the rear. It is marked as, you can see, vacant. I'll say vacant. And right now, what do we have here? Phone, you know how to operate it. Right back here. Is that wall clear? Oh yeah. You have to assess this first. Okay, make sure that the Cooper vane is secure back there. Cooper vane is something, to prevent a DB Cooper hijacking, or someone you know, trying to open the air stair in flight. So, of course, anytime really. Like, the Cooper Vane here is supposed to prevent each and every one from going back here, opening the air stair door, and jumping out. So that's what the purpose of the Cooper Vane is to make sure that no passenger aboard goes back here and opens this in flight. Okay, right now I'm going to close the door. You ready? Are you sure? You ready? Okay, can the rest of you go back there and check? Make sure it's alright. And it usually is in the simulator, okay? As I head back towards the cockpit, of course, here I am, living out the dream. That's it. Yeah, we have a Canvasback on board, too. We have some Canvasbacks on board. I'm going to go into drone view in a minute, so... Yeah, if you want to doodle on anything, doodle on paper, or doodle on the Canvasbacks for that matter. But be appropriate, though. Like, when you draw on the Canvasbacks, you can draw hippie stuff. Things, hippie, happy stuff. Happy, hippie, or vice versa stuff, okay? Because all my birthday themes are hippie themed. Because I want that a time of peace. However, you got till 4 May, for that matter. Alright. Okay. Okay, I'm going back in the cockpit. Anything else? Okay. Hey y'all, Labrador 5-4 is back. The door, as you see fit. And right now, of course, I'm gonna sit here. Now I'm going into drone view. This thing had a cow with me, so right now I'm gonna start with the top at first. If you see anything, let me know. Okay, right back here. I'm just gonna check on the Cooper Vane, alright? Wherever it's located. I'm just gonna be straight up, you know, whatever you want to say. It's not operable. Okay, here's the Cooper Vane. It's right here, where my cursor is. Where my cursor vane is? Correction, my cursor is, that's the Cooper Vane. It's just to prevent another one of those DB Cooper escapes from the plane. I don't want that happening. Especially because there's engines mounted in the tail here. I'm gonna do my check from here. Okay, I'm doing the engines first. Okay, emergency crew outside, you know what to do? Let's go here. First of you do checks. Alright, no more going through parts, okay? Like I did earlier with the drone. Don't go through parts right now, okay? Wow, too close to the wing. Chow truck is too close to the wing. Do overwing, but before we do, let me of course take you. Okay, you get the general idea of where we boarded the airplane from, is that right? This way. So again, this way. Down. Okay. Absolutely priceless memories. And we came in through the left one door right here. And how we got in is something like this. Okay. We got into something like this. Okay, exiting the airplane. If you exit through the wing exits, you basically follow the arrows. Ah, look here. If you exit through the wing exits here, if you exit through here, you follow these arrows, okay? And you go this way. Get away from the plane. Same thing goes for the starboard side of the airplane. If you, I'll say it again, if you, of course, exit the wing. Oh, by the way, the auxiliary power units there, be careful on the starboard wing. I'll say again, be careful on the starboard wing. Because right here where my cursor is, you'll get in there. So if you exit from the starboard wing, you follow these arrows accordingly. Just follow my cursor, okay? Exactly how I do it. Careful the auxiliary power unit, so. Alright. Okay, that's over. So right now, let's go through here. I'm actually now going to end the checks, and the rest of you do the checks as you see fit. Right now I'm going to go to that tutorial to start the plane up. Let me log into Labrador 54 Gaming on YouTube. Now we're flying VFR to Durango today because I'm still acquainting with this airplane. And at Labrador 54 Gaming Productions, although we don't need these jets here, I'm just absolutely sure that I want to populate the area where I'm going with Canvasbacks as well. Since, of course, American Transair also volunteered to bring some Canvasbacks west of the Mississippi River. Okay. We're in the cockpit now, and we're gonna go start up the airplane. Flight engineer panel battery. Excuse me, you know, I'm also burping and coughing too. Excuse me again. And okay. Central power. It's on APU. APU panel. Turn on the radio master. Okay, very high frequency, number 1. We're going here. Oh, it's on. Okay. Back to the engineer panel. They all appear open. Okay, pack cooling doors. Open. Okay, the overhead panel. Just so you know, I'm getting the iPhone out to top this off. Yeah. Okay, switch on the window heat. Hydro. Well, they're on, from what it looks like. Cargo heat outflow. No, we can't have the embryos too cold. Oil cooler, normal. Okay. I'm gonna push back. Alright, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Acting Captain Labrador 5-4 here. At this point, I've decided to begin the pushback the pushback phase. And now, of course, you know, what we have in mind is that we will roll past Sleepy Mesquite and Morning Mist, even though it's really afternoon. We'll call it checkpoints like old song lyrics, and behind them, passengers will open a patchwork of canvas bags, and of course, bags, and hands out, you know, almond butter bars wrapped in foil, covered in tin dye spirals. One passenger will say, "I drew hearts on mine. The duck's feather fluff looks like clouds anyway." One passenger heading to a wetland near Trinidad. There's one passenger heading to a wetland near Trinidad. Safe waters, quiet dawns, and plenty of room to dive. Yeah, don't you forget, it's also Trinidad and Tobago we're headed for. So, right now I hope I get the call sign right. We're gonna ignore the weather warning.
Albuquerque ground Amtran 5-4 heavy.
That's fine.
For takeoff, departing straight out.
Amtran 5-4 heavy taxi 2 and hold short of runway closing taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 123.775 when ready.
Where are you?
Taxiing hold short runway 8 using taxiway Alpha 1 Amtran 5-4 heavy.
Okay. So right now, if you want to know where 5-4 came from, that's my birthday in numerical format. Okay, I'm gonna plan ahead for where we're going, so. At this point, what do we got here? That's fine. For now. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna go over 250. That's the deal. I'll have to take this thing to the limit. And now, are you ready? Let me request pushback at this point. Y'all did your safety demos?
Albuquerque ground Amtran 5-4 heavy requesting pushback.
Amtrak 5-4 heavy pushback request.
Okay, let me get all the airplane's lights on. They're on? Okay. Now that we've pushed out, I'm going to, of course, begin the taxi phase even more by starting the airplane up. Okay, let me turn the packs off. Okay, 312, 312, that's how I start it. Ground start, okay. Oh yeah, and introduce fuel to engine 3. Okay, I think I know what I'm doing here. Let me close that in. Let me get the iPhone to top everything off. start the iPhone process right now. I'll top everything off.
Pre-flight checklist started. Battery on and APU check. APU gen closed. Radio master is on. Parking brake is on. Galley power. APU gen closed. Oil quantity test complete. Star check. After star check, temperature set to 101.
Finish everything off.
Engine 3. Taxi checks. Bleed open. Nav beacon is exit lights are. Taxi lights are on. Radio is set to decimal taxi 0. Tax
There'll be chaos in there, so for the time being, that we have this airplane. Well, folks, while of course we are waiting for the iPhone to finish everything off, I'm gonna say this. Go ahead and enjoy some snacks. I know you can eat fast. Pass them out. Alright. While we're at it, I'm gonna tell you that even I, as a 90s kid, who went to the primary education system, especially in school, I messed up a lot, and even nowadays still do, so I start over again. That's partly why a lot of my videos are late here at Labrador 5-4 Gaming Productions, is because, you know, I mess up a lot, and of course this is part of some deal to getting good ways better, of course. And now, of course, while we wait, I'm gonna take a little sip of H2O. Need it then, and I need it now. Oh yeah, and we're going to Durango La Plata Airport. And the reason why is because I'm still acquainting with this old jet, and of course, this old jet was supposed to be made for that purpose. To fly this particular route I'm flying today. All green.
Star checks complete.
Some warning of some kind. There's gotta be some modes somewhere here, okay? Okay. me start it up like this. Yeah, I have this artificial horizon out. Make sure the auxiliary power unit's off. Okay, it's off. Let me put this away. Okay. Well, it can be this way until we're there. Alright, the taxi phase has really begun at this point. Cool. I should have known that if you have seizures. We cannot hang out the runway for this long. As soon as the aircraft is done. Now, as usual, we will fly over Glenwood Hills. And I will a lot. In a lot of my productions, because that's where, of course, I dream the dreams out of. And even if I don't live in Glenwood Hills anymore, we'll still fly over it as much as we possibly can. We'll still fly over it because, you know why? I lived there for 30 years at this point. Well, we are here now. This cockpit's going to be really noisy. Stand by right here. Let me consult that tutorial again. Close the engine generator breakers. AC generators to Okay, it's there. You're gonna... Okay, they're all closed. Bleed air off. Okay, the packs are on. Okay. Okay, looks all set. And the AP was off too. Oh, and have toxic cones. Okay. Transponder code TARA. There they are. Well, I don't have it up here, so. I should have followed. What's his face? TIJ Fly. This whole tutorial instead of going to the iPhone. Should have followed his this whole time. However, whether this video is published today or not, this is actually something us 90s kids that struggle with. And if you watch the Quantum Grove MK3 Zenith, you know, this is actually part of, you know, some transformation of some kind, and I've been longing for this transformation as a child, and I'm gonna try and get there.
Albuquerque Tower, Amtran 54 Heavy at runway 8 ready for departure, departing straight out.
Amtran 54 Heavy 1082 at 8. Straight out departure. Cleared for takeoff runway 8.
Cleared for takeoff runway 8, Amtran 54 Heavy.
To check if the control surfaces were free or not. Let me check them just really quick. Okay, I'm ready for it. Alright, we've begun the takeoff phase at this point. I'll just have to do. V1. Rotate. PR. Going to say V2, you're up. Positive rate of climb. At least 1,000 feet off the ground. And the cockpit. Because you're over military property. That's why. Ah! Volterra. Ah. There's Volterra in Fort Hills.
Amtrak Flight 4 Heavy leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Albuquerque Tower Amtrak 5 Heavy frequency change. Albuquerque approach Amtrak 5 Heavy is type 5 miles east of Albuquerque.
Boeing 727, will you?
Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Amtrak 5 Heavy Albuquerque approach. Squawk 4467.
Squawk 4467 Amtrak 5 Heavy.
Amtrak 5 Heavy radar contact 6 miles east of Albuquerque, 7,600 feet. Clear through the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace Amtrak 5 Heavy.
Okay, we gotta get through Glenwood Hills. I just need to do a drone shot. We're golden. Yeah, right down here. There's Eldorado High School. And S.Y. Jackson. Eisenhower. Right here. Here's John Baker Elementary School and Hoover Middle School. I went there 20 years ago for summer school. See if I can survive in 6th grade. Didn't really do much good there. Except the fellowship was good. That was pretty much the only good thing I have. I could think of. Oh, right. Okay, flying through Glenwood Hills right now. And High Desert. Right now, I gotta get out of the drone view. Too low. Okay, I apologize about the bright lights whoever saw them. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because, especially on a day like this, I know what to do and I know how to get through them. And I usually do. Okay. Autopilot engaged. Okay, running lights, I think I'll just turn those off.
Amtrak 54 heavy, release radar. Frequency change ground. Squawk 1200. Frequency change. Amtrak 54 heavy. Albuquerque Center Amtrak 54 heavy. Type 4 miles north Alpha Charlie 12,800 feet. Request flight following.
Amtrak 54 heavy, Albuquerque Center. Squawk 6725.
Squawk 6725 Amtrak 54 heavy. Roger, Amtrak 54 heavy.
Okay. Not counting the stall sound. That's what you've been hearing this whole time.
Amtrak flight 4 heavy, contact Albuquerque approach on 123.9er. Good day.
Going to 123.9er Amtrak 54 heavy. Albuquerque approach Amtrak 54 heavy 13,600 feet.
Amtrak flight 4 heavy, Albuquerque approach on 29er. Contact continue.
All the flags are coming up at this point. Okay, today's altitude, we're going to go the height of Mount Everest, 900,000, or at least up to the Hillary Step. Now, the reason why I chose this airplane is because, yes, I'll say that we made it through 25 years into the year of 2000, and of course, really, it's 25 years and of course, 2/3 of the way into the year 2000. And 25, that is. We're 2/3 into 2025 at this point. And for the fact that we're alive and made it through 2/3 of 2025, I chose to make this video. And especially because this was my dream when I was in school. And it looks like I'm not going to live up to it. I chose to produce this video anyway, to show that I can act to show for it. You know, sometime soon at Labrador 54 Gaming Productions, I would like to know how to use multiplayer, so I can get all those who have their broken dreams come here, and of course act it out. And by the way, this dream of course is a broken dream, since of course, you know, I have a troubled medical history, and of course I have, you know, a desire to be a special issuance private pilot. You know, mostly for mild high-functioning autism. And of course, even though I don't have a clean bill of health, these things have been really small, really. But still serious. Like I've had acute pericarditis and of course, a pulmonary embolism in 23. Now of course, the pericarditis I had in 2014 and the pulmonary embolism I endured in 23. Endured, whatever you want to say. However, I'm alive, and to show for it, this video here is a statement stating that yes, I want to have a special issuance private pilot license, that is, and I don't mind never being in that airplane alone, because I support, and of course, I love to help support people in trying to get their goals. And I actually, here at Labrador 54 Gaming, wish to be a good actor for this matter, especially because airlines close on a regular basis. And if I'm to fly this thing in real life, I'd rather do humanitarian aid. Oh wow, I'm in the yellow zone. Should be alright. It's part of how to get there. Okay, we're at 20,000 feet. We're in the Khumbu ice fall. If you like Mount Everest at all. We're in the Khumbu ice fall. Now we're gonna have to fly this thing visually into Durango, just so you can, of course, get a view of colorful Colorado from here. So at this point, we're gonna climb steadily. So at this point, oh, you heard this correctly. All cabin crew, please distribute snacks at this time. Thank you. Let me make our presence known to Durango La Plata. Durango. I'll make it 3,000. Wait a minute. Make it 3,000 feet a minute. Alright. So right now we've completed a journey. Like all the way through the Khumbu Icefall. Now I'm Lhotse Face in Camp 1. Here I am, living the dream. You know, I pretty much just know how to make things work, you know, for this matter. You're the man, 1,000 to go. Okay, I think we'll be at least at the Hillary step. Because Mount Everest is 29,100 feet. According to the... Actually, it's 29,032 feet. Or even 35 feet, for that matter, I'm not sure. But I knew it was somewhere along those numbers. Okay, Hillary step. Wow, we scraped the summit. You did it. You summited Everest. At this point. You did it. You summited Everest. Really, you did it. You made it to the summit of Mount Everest. In terms of altitude. All we cared about. that we did it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the summit of Mount Everest. In terms of altitude, I just want to let you know that, of all the times you of course dreaded going to the education system, whether public school, private school, etc. I just want to let you know. I just want to let you know that here at Labrador 5-4 Gaming Productions, you're living it out. "25 years." So again, 25 years into Y2K. Congratulations. So again, congratulations. 25 years in. Yeah, I know we're in the yellow zone. Okay, let's make our presence known.
Kilo Delta Romeo Oscar traffic Amtrak 54 heavy 62 miles southeast of flight level 300 inbound to land runway tree.
Okay, while we're flying here, I'm gonna say that, of course, while we're in cruising phase, on the valleys, and of course over the valleys, the skies thicken. Forests, future homes for our feathered artists, child of 90s sketches, yin yang near a duck's tail, while two passengers trade stories of Windows 9 or 5 boot up sounds and snack trading in middle school, high school, elementary school, public, private, etc. cafeterias. Snack service had continued. We've got chia fruit rolls, cheddar coins, and homemade kombucha in reusable jars. Our ducks are loving the in-flight playlist. And of course, today's soundtrack, of course, we really have the Full House theme and the ambient sounds of moist feathers preening. At this point, I'm going to begin the process thereof descending into Colorado southern wetlands. For many of us, this is more than a destination. It is a soft place to land. The runway will appear like an old friend emerging from the fog. The ducks quack in poetic unison. Maybe to mark arrival, or maybe to offer thanks to the journey they shared with us 90s kids like myself who made it so far into 25 years, into the year 2000, and of course 2/3. Why don't you do that?
Ignition sentinel. Landing lights on. Land zero.
I'm gonna stow the iPhone, it's okay.
After takeoff, check.
Okay, I'm stowing this now. Okay, let's go and begin the process there of landing in Durango La Plata Airport. Okay, I'm turning these back on now. Be fair. 40 miles away. Oh, I'll be darned, we do have an auto throttle. Although the 727 did not have it in real life, it referring to an auto throttle, we have one now. At least in this production. This is Labrador 5-4. That's why. How are things going over here? Down to like 30 miles. We'll go and we'll begin the descent. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this time I'm sure of it. We'll begin the descent process as we speak. Colorado is definitely something to look at. Okay, some of you didn't know. I am actually an avid traveler. To get to as well. That awaits us on the ground. Seatbelt sign. Turn that on, please, sleepy. All passenger signs on. There's the entry pattern here. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, yo. Hold on. So many of you 90s kids talk slang. So, no. There's the pattern. While I'm at it, before you say anything negative about me, please know and understand that, you know, I had dreams when I was a kid, and a lot of them have been destroyed due to the airline closing, things like that. Some of you are probably familiar with the process thereof. You know, airlines ceasing operations, things like that. I lived through that, believe me. It's not fun. It's really not, like, at all. And here at Labrador 5 Organic Productions, I try to make up for a lost and broken dream. I understand why this stuff happens, because check where we are. Okay, there it is. Y'all enjoy the beauty down there, okay? Air, that's the glide port in Durango. One of these days I'll make a video about flying a glider out of there at Air. I promise you. It just gets really noisy in the cockpit, so I'm going to do this. Hold on. All done with flying fighters, this is it. Although not the best piloting skills. This is all I can offer for you. You know how we do things here at Labrador 5-4. Emergency, is that right? Be home in a minute. 2, 3 at most. Or maybe more. Soon. Stretch, y'all. This is the beginning of the home stretch. This is exactly what entering year 2000 was like. Is that right? Hold on. Canvas Air Park, that would be too small for a 727. Especially 25. Close for now. You see, our Labrador 5-4 Gaming Productions, I love Category 5 airliners. And the reason why I've flown this flight today is because I wanted something short. And I usually do. Did our team, y'all? The types of flights I don't do are half of or a third of 24-hour day time frames, which means I don't like to do half of 12-hour flights, which means I don't like to do 6-hour flights, or even 8-hour flights for the matter. Well, that's just me. Now, 2.5 to 4-hour flights, not all that much. today's something else. I just really felt like making this video. Or I believe that I'm alive in 2025 today. I most likely will be. Well, let's see. I'm gonna go outside and do one more check. For this matter, deploy the speed brakes, or not actually. Hold on. Unfortunately, I have to do that in order to land. Let's play Keep This Blue. Make our position known at this time.
Kilo Delta Romeo Alpha traffic Amtrak 54 heavy 3 miles southwest of 7,700 feet inbound to land runway 3. Kilo Delta Romeo Alpha traffic Amtrak 54 heavy is on final runway 3 to land.
Thanks for making it known. Red over white, you're all right. It's unfortunate, but gotta get in somehow. Hold on. Uh-oh.
I think you can do better than that.
Absolutely. At least the crash settings are off again. Alright. You remember what was supposed to happen in Y2K? 12. All those years, but didn't. We're here. Even though the crash settings are turned off, we're here now. All 90s kids were on the flight with Labrador 5-4. Well, everybody who's on this flight with Labrador 5-4 Gaming Productions, welcome aboard. And of course, welcome to Durango. Because for some reason when I was a kid, I always dreamed of flying an ATA Boeing 727 to a mountainous place, okay? But right now, we have a party to get to. Where we'll begin one more thing to close out the episode. Yes, thanks for saying 1 star, because that would have been if the crash settings are on. However, as of today, I never really cared. I'll watch it, will you? Oh, another chow truck. Or is it? I'll go and stop right here. Let me stop over by the chow truck. at the door. I'll leave the engines running. They're not that powerful. I shall shut them off. I'm gonna put this thing on APU. Just for a moment. I need to check the plane, see how everything went. Labrador 5-4, you do things in haste all the time. I know. Back when I was a kid, that's exactly what I did. I did things in haste. That's just me. I did too much in haste, actually, as a matter of fact. Well, here's one thing I did today. I made an actual attempt of something I always dreamed of. Acting this flight out. And as for the rest of you, party time. All right, now, let me get all the equipment out. One more thing. In fact, let me put this on ground power unit. No. All right, let's go. Okay. Let me check everybody first. Actually, at this point, yeah. Deboard now. Let's go to a party. You heard me correctly. It's deboard now. Let's go to a party. And now we begin the process there of one more thing. The survival party. Come on, let's go. Do that correctly. I'll say it's in this building here. Get to an angle where I can compromise. And for this matter, while the pretend party's in progress, there it is. And so with feathers drawn and hearts full, we land not just in Colorado, but somewhere deeper. The Canvasbacks that came aboard will stay here, a symbol of what was saved. The passengers disembark quietly, leaving art, snacks, and laughter in their wake. Sometimes the best way to remember is to give something forward. We flew for the past, but landed for the future. We want to, of course, entertain you all, especially if you had lost or broken dreams. That's what I want to do here at Labrador 54 Gaming Productions. Is, you know, I want, of course, more people to be characters on the show. And without further ado, I know the landing was poor because I had get-there-itis, and not to mention that the crash settings were turned off, and with the way I landed, that otherwise would have been, you know, a 1-star rated landing. Otherwise, that's our show. If you like, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you all around.